Yeah, man, this is Kerry A, man, Hip Hop Riddle State of Mind. Right now I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts. It's all about the kids and the toy drive.
It's important for people in the community to take care of their own community, you know?
Right.
We can't depend on politicians, police, anybody else, you know what I mean? We gotta do it for ourselves right here in the community,
Right.
and this is what this is all about, man. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of our own.
Cassidy in the building. Gonna have my man DJ Kurupt from 93.7.
Yeah. I go by the name of Cassidy the Hustler.
How you guys doing, man?
Good.
Well, man, I want to say God bless you that you even came out here to support these young kids, man. Hey.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on some of the things that you actually went through, man? Because you came out of something very, very serious.
Well, one of the things I went through was a nearly fatal accident. You see the scars like on my face. It left like permanent marks and things like that. I went into a coma for about 9 to 10 days. Then I was in a medicated coma. I had amnesia for about 3-4 months. So I couldn't remember none of the music that I performed before, none of the music that I wrote. Even big songs like Hotel, where I'm a hustler, I couldn't even remember the words to the song. So it was like I had to go through a recovery process and things like that to get it back together, to even get the hunger back in my body to want to do music, you know what I'm saying? So that was something that I just went through recently. Before that, I was locked up. I was incarcerated for murder and 2 attempted murders. I eventually went to trial and got found innocent, but in Philadelphia, when you charge for first-degree murder, you can't have a bail, so I wasn't able to bail out. Had to sit in jail for months and months until I could get my trial date, and I went to court and fought it, you know what I'm saying, and proved myself to be innocent. But that was a crazy situation because my album dropped 2 to 3 weeks after I got locked up, so I wasn't able to be out and promote it. It was like a high point in my life, and then it all just got turned around for me being in the jail situation. And I was facing the death penalty, a life without the possibility. So it was like a different type of case than, if you know you're going to go sit for 6 months, now you're going to be back out so you can get your mind set to deal with it. But when you facing forever, it's like hard to sit, you know what I'm saying? So that was another situation that I was dealing with recently. But how I was able to get through it is I stayed in the Bible. Actually, when I was locked up, I read the Bible from cover to cover almost twice because I was always into the Bible. I used to read it like different sections that people will refer me to, but I never read all the Bible. So I said, how can I sit here and argue with somebody and say that the Bible don't contradict itself when I never even read the whole Bible? So that's what I wanted to do. And when I read the whole Bible, I seen something about this kid named Gideon. He was about to go to war, but he had a small army. He felt as though his army was about to lose. So he asked God to give him confirmation that he was going to be all right. So he left a cloth on the ground. He said, if I come back, this cloth wet, but the ground dry, I really know you with me, Heavenly Father, and I'm going to get through it. Came back, the cloth was wet and the ground was dry. He said, not that I'm doubting you or I don't feel as though you with me, but I might just be overdoing it. This time I'm going to leave the cloth here. If I come back, the cloth dry, but the ground wet, then I really know you with me and I'm going to be all right and I'm going to beat this case. So he came back. The cloth was dry and the ground was wet. He took his small army to war and he won. So God gave him confirmation that everything was going to be all right. So I said, if God gave him that type of confirmation, even though it was thousands of years ago, it's the same God. He should be able to give me confirmation about what I'm dealing with. And the middle chapter and the middle verse of the whole Bible is Psalms 118, verse 8, and it says, it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. I was worrying about what judge I had, what lawyer I had, what CEO was on my block, but that was worrying about men. I just put all my trust in the Lord and knew, like, if I had a relationship with God, I was going to get through it. So remember this, Psalms 118, verse 8. So the same way I wanted confirmation like Gideon, I took a deck of cards and I prayed first. And I said, if I pick a card from 1 to 8, I'm more than likely going to lose my case, things not going to go right. But if I pick a card from 9 to King, then I'm going to beat my case, everything going to be good, I'm going to go home, everything going to be okay. I just had got off the phone with my mom. We went through a little miscommunication, not necessarily an argument, but a miscommunication. And they cut the phones off and made us lock in. So when I cut the cards, I cut it 18 times because of Psalms 118, verse 8. The first card I picked was the Queen of Hearts. And I looked at the Queen of Hearts representing my mom. I just got off the phone with her, going through something. Then, the same way Gideon asked for further confirmation, I pushed the Queen of Hearts to the side, shuffled the cards again, cut it 18 times again. And the second card I picked was the Jack of Diamonds. I looked at that representing me shining, going back out doing my thing. I always looked at the King and the Queen as the mom and the dad, and the Jack as the son. So I looked at the Jack of Diamonds representing me shining, doing my thing again. But it get deeper than that. I said I want to go out when I get a chance and apologize to my mom. if my mom picked one of these cards that I pick, either the Queen of Heart or the Jack of Diamond, then I really know you with me and I'm gonna beat my case, I'm gonna be good. I asked my mom to pick a card out the deck. She said, for what reason? I said, just your favorite card or whatever card come to your mind. She said, well, my favorite card game is Pinochle. And then Pinochle, the Queen of Spade and the Jack of Diamond make Pinochle. So she said, I have to go with the Jack of Diamond. So out of all the 54 or 56 cards she could have possibly picked, she picked the Jack of Diamond and I picked the Queen of Heart and the Jack of Diamond. But it get deeper than that. I told you the Queen of Heart and the Jack of Diamond, I looked at it representing my mom and me. My mom was born January the 11th, that's 111. I was born July 7th, that's 77. You take the 11th day and the 7th day and add it up, that's 18. I cut the cards 18 times, Psalms 118. Then when I went to court and found out that I couldn't get bail, they set a trial date for me. And the time in between the time that I found out I couldn't get bail from the time they set my first trial date was 118 days. Psalms 118 verse 8, cut the cards 18 times, pick my mom and myself. The birthdays added up to 18. It was 118 days in between the time period that I found out I couldn't get bail to when they set my trial date. And they set my trial date for January the 18th, that's 118. And I stayed in jail for 8 months. Psalms 118 verse 8, it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. So that's like a testimony that I got. I used to always believe other people's stories, but that was something that happened to me in my life that I could give people my own story. That
Confirmation.
Yeah, without a question. Because this whole time I definitely was believing scriptures that I read in the Bible, but since that happened to me, it increased my faith crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You on hip-hop real estate right now. Any type of investment to diversify your income? Did you buy any type of property, anything regarding real estate at all?
Yeah, I definitely own property, you know what I'm saying, like the houses that I stay in, the houses I live in and things like that. I never really got in my real estate bag too heavy. I know it's a good time to do it. A lot of foreclosure going on, a lot of money that I could put in the real estate to be able to take advantage. But it also take a little time too, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you just take money and you put it in the real estate but you're not there to control it, then you're gonna have other people running your money. So that's not something I was interested in at this present moment, but I'm ready to get into it in the next couple of months. I've been doing a lot of research, talking to a lot of people, and I've been seeing a lot of good opportunities, so I'm ready to put some money in that direction to be able to benefit.
And that's where hip-hop real estate come and carry aid. What can you tell the beginning artists, the artists that's trying to come into the industry and trying to learn things, what can you basically tell them?
You gotta put God first, always believe in yourself. Don't rely on other people to make it happen for you. Make it happen for yourself. You might have a lot of people on your team that play certain parts, but you just want them to play their part. You want to be able to tell them what part to play, opposed to them telling you what part they gonna play and what part they want you to play. See, people be getting it backwards like it's a business, so you gotta understand the business and run it like it's a business, opposed to just being an artist that can rap and sing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta trust in yourself and believe in yourself more than anybody else. And don't trust the things people tell you or people say to you, because in this industry, it's a lot of things that get said and a lot of things that get done that's not necessarily the right way to go about it. So you gotta figure it out yourself and study. Like if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, you gotta go to college for about 8 years at least before you can even start your first day of work. So if you want to be an artist that's going to be making millions of dollars, traveling the world, running around, you got to study. It might not be the same 8 years of college, but you do got to do some research in order to understand the business so you won't be confused when you get into it. Hip-hop real estate in the building. I go by the name of Cassidy the Hustler. You know, real estate is crazy. It's a lot of money into it, so I had to come through hip-hop real estate and show some love. Cassidy, the album in stores now. Support real hip-hop. Easy.